Barney's my nickname, and I got into brewing when I was 16. The first job I had was a brewery in Maltings in the Midlands. After that, I then went on to study brewing and distilling, and then worked for various breweries and spirits companies, and then finally moved in here in 2012 with Barney's beer. The brewing process in here is really easy to demonstrate because everything that really matters happens in this room, and it kind of works its way around the room in a clockwise direction. Starting with a hot liquor tank. Liquor is just the term that brewers use for the water that goes into beer. The stuff I use for cleaning the floor is water. The stuff that goes into beer is liquor. We mix the hot liquor with grain in the mash tun, and then we just let it sit for an hour. It then goes into the copper. In the US they call this a kettle, which is the best description for it because it is just like a big kettle. From there, we have to get the environment right for the yeast to grow, so we go through a flash cooler and we transfer it over to one of these fermentation tanks. So there's 4 in the room here, they all do the same job, so it takes about a week for them to do their job. And then after that, it either goes into bottles, goes into casks, or goes into kegs when it's ready to drink. I think one of the consequences of being based at the Summerhall is that there's some great collaborations that I've been involved with. So I worked with John Byrne on a limited edition label, and then worked with Idlewild on a limited edition beer. Over here are the beers that we make all the time. These are the regular ones. So Good Ordinary Pale, which is the first beer that we started making back in 2011, before we moved here even. Red Rye, which is a darker beer that's got rye in it, hence the name. Extra Pale is really light but got some really amazing hop flavours. And then Volcano, which is the best-selling beer, which is a sort of more like a kind of American style IPA. This is a really interesting one. This is a collaboration with the Science Festival this year, and we used bean starch. So rather than using all cereal, we used the starch from fava beans, so hence the name Fee-Fi-Fo. The John Byrne Extra Pale. There was only 200 of these made, and that's signed by the man himself. Funny enough, he's got a number 2 in the 200 signed by me. Extra Pale is really easy to drink. I mean, it's sort of a hybrid between a lager and an ale, so it's really light, but it's got some great fruity flavours from the hops we use. And then Volcano, especially on a day like today, it's a nice light cold beer to have. It's yeah, so I think they're not too challenging in terms of the flavours, but they're interesting enough to give you something, you know, another dimension to maybe the mainstream drinks that are out there.